And we are live.
Alright. Once you sit down, I will press record.
Alright.
That's all.
That's the chorus to one of the Rick Ross songs.
Yeah. It's awful.
But I mean, I'm sure they sound better than me.
Yeah.
But
I hope so. Good Lord. That was bad.
it's what are the words? I know one part is if you live long enough, you'll figure it out. Some shit. I was, oh, that's nice. I like this song.
Oh, that's the. I think you played that song earlier, actually. Yeah. I don't remember it sounding like that. Wow. Alright, man. Let's get it cracking, dude. Levels are good. We sound good, brother.
Good. I'm gonna share this to all the groups on Earth. Just all the ones that's on Earth. Not all of them, just ones on Earth.
I think that's a good idea. We should probably stick to Earth for now. You know, we'll build up that following in France first, and then we'll jump. Interplanetary.
Yeah.
Then it'll be time.
Well, look, Black World Travelers. See,
There it is.
yeah, I'm in so many damn groups now. Like, I don't even know what groups I'm in no more. I be like, all right, I'm just in 1,000 groups.
Yeah,
Black, woke, and poly. See, that's what I'm talking about.
All we need is some of them to tune into the show. But that's what's up. So yeah, being in those groups brings out our message. That's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
Right.
Man, while we setting this up, how was your trip? I know you went back home for the weekend.
Yeah.
To DC, DMV.
Yeah, damn sure did, man. On some family shit. Came past my uncle's 70th birthday party, so got to see all the family yet again. It's all about family when I come to DC right now, because as you know, a lot is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But got to kick it in the city for a little bit. It still is just, well, let me say two things about DC. Number one, summer in Atlanta ain't got shit on summer in DC.
Oh.
Yeah, I've
Really?
been to DC twice in the summer now, in July and August, and in DC that shit is fucked up. That's like a killing kind of heat, Like,
you mean the weather?
Yeah.
I thought you meant just the fun activities in DC.
No,
were way better than the fun activities in Atlanta.
No, I'm talking.
Oh, okay. You was like, they ain't got shit to do. I was like, damn.
No,
you sure? Like Atlanta is lit in the summer.
No, Atlanta is.
You mean the heat?
Nigga, literally the heat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when we was kids, when it'd go up over 100, and our parents would be like, "Don't go outside, young. Not today. You stay your ass in the house in this air conditioning. Don't be dumb." And I used to always think, man, that's some bullshit. Because down in Atlanta, I take my kids out in the heat of the day, we gonna play disc golf or go to a picnic, whatever. Nah, nigga, nah. That shit ain't, no, you ain't doing that shit in DC. It's all the way fucked up. Anyway, so that's number one. Number two, the city has just changed so much. Downtown is just so fucking white now. It blows my mind every time I see it. And I can't stop saying it because it's so crazy. It's so crazy to see white people walking
just
around. Yeah,
with
around
dogs.
Old black hoods, strolling
Eighth
up the
Street.
Yeah.
I remember how many years ago was that? Maybe 3 years ago we was in DC down on 8th Street partying and walked outside and was like, it's just white people jogging next to the club, just saying, hello darky, and just jogging up and down the street. I'm like, damn, y'all bold as shit. That's DC now. So I guess
it's just crazy to me to see it, and every time I see it, I'm like, God damn. But anyway, yeah, it was a great time. Always enjoyed going home. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Shout out to all of the Sheltons tuned into the show. Thank you. They all were making specific references. I remember this time in the show where y'all didn't say this. That shit was lit. Yeah. I was like, damn.
Hey.
I mean, you know, we got cousins watching on YouTube because they just popped that joint on. You know, because that's where they catch a lot of their video and shit.
Yeah.
We got cousins checking us out on Apple Music during that drive time, you know, so we encourage y'all to like and subscribe and just pop us on when y'all in the car on the way to work, you know what I'm saying?
Every Monday,
That's
Monday
right.
morning.
That's right, baby.
And Spotify, we gotta get our Spotify listeners up.
Thank you for saying that.
Because our Apple listeners are crazy. YouTube is doing pretty good. Facebook has always been pretty good. But our Spotify numbers aren't where I want them to be. So Spotify is like the bot. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put our music playlist on Spotify now, and I'm gonna update it on Spotify. And maybe because we do a music playlist every week, every Friday I update it. And this Friday I updated it with Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, with High Girl Summer. Updated with some new Rick Ross, and we're gonna get into that in a second. But I guess I should introduce the podcast. Because we've been taping for a good second.
Why not?
So let me
that?
introduce that. Okay.
Take that.
All right. So we'll introduce the podcast and welcome. What's the name of the podcast, JB?
It's a pod named Kickback, nigga. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say it all together. A pod named Kickback.
So welcome to a pod named Kickback, also known as the Black CNN. And the revolution will be televised. I'm no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Every Shmonday, we right back at it. I feel fantastic.
There it is. What's up, y'all? It's JB Frank. I'm that gangsta geek representing NWA, Nerds with Attitude. Happy Shmonday, everybody.
Shout out everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Apple, and everybody on Spotify. We gotta get our Spotify numbers up. So if you're on Spotify and listening, we can give you a prize or something. So we can get those Spotify numbers up. But let's start with I went and got a physical last week, JB.
Right.
Now I get a physical once a year. I've been doing that the last decade plus. Last year I didn't get a physical. That was the first year I didn't get a physical in forever. And I broke my ankle earlier this year, so I've been in the hospital and dealing with doctors all damn year, you know, repairing my ankle.
Right.
And having surgery, major surgery and everything. But I went and got a physical, and my doctor was getting on me about coming to get physicals. I was like, nigga, I missed 1 year in like the last 15 years. And he was like, well, not you necessarily, but black men your age. And I was like, oh, okay, I believe you. And he was like, man, can you talk to your brothers? And I was like, sure, you know, like I get one every year, so yeah. So, keeping my word to my doctor, brothers, we gotta go get physicals, like at least once a year. Cause as my doctor said to me, JB, he was like, no, you're relatively healthy, but if there's something wrong, we gonna catch it quick, cause you come every year. And I think that's the message. And I am afraid of doctors. I'm afraid of hospitals. I am not this super conscious, brave dude that just go to the hospital, go get my physical because I'm about it. I be scared as shit every time I go. I'm afraid of high blood pressure. I'm afraid of cancer. I'm afraid of every fucking thing. But I know I gotta do it.
Yeah, so I definitely need to go and get a physical. For me, honestly, the annoyance with the doctors sometimes for me is that I feel like sometimes they be finding shit to prescribe me medication for. And it ain't really about, you know, them saying I'm not healthy or I'm healthy. It's about them being like, oh, well, you said your nose was running, so you know, let's write this up and we'll get that knocked up. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'll drink some water and, you know, blow my
Get
nose.
some Kleenex.
Yeah, like, the fuck are we talking about right now? So there's that, but at the same time, like, think about it this way, fellas. How often do you take your car to get an oil change, right? You do that at least once. You're supposed to do it actually twice a year, right? That's just you taking care of your car. So why wouldn't you take care of your body the same way? Like, go and get that preventative maintenance done. You know what I'm saying?
What's the saying, JB?
An ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure.
Boom. One more time, something, JB.
An ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure.
Yeah.
Right? It's really that simple. So yeah, we all need to be going and getting physicals regularly, at least yearly. You know, because again, it's about fine tuning. You ain't got to take all the drugs that they tell you to take, but you got to listen to what they're saying about them.
You need to speak up, JB.
You got to listen to what they're saying about. I'm sorry, I'm a little hoarse. Excuse me, chilling and talking with family all weekend, so I lost my voice over the weekend.
Y'all was lit then.
Yeah,
you lost your damn voice.
Yeah. After my uncle's birthday party, like 3:30 in the morning. Just Anyway, me and my dad killed a bottle of Remy Young.
Hey, shout out James. Hey, always keep the bar stopped.
Anyway, you gotta keep that engine tuned up, and that's what going and getting a physical every year is that fine tuning. You know, you ain't gotta take all the drugs that they're gonna try and tell you to take, but you gotta listen to them blood pressure numbers, them cholesterol numbers. You know,
get your prostate examined, and I'm gonna tell you that is honestly the first time I was so afraid to have it done, and not like afraid like I just knew it was gonna be an uncomfortable situation. I was like, but I knew I needed it done. And my doctor's a black man, so he's like, I'm 43, he's probably like 60. So it's an older black man, you know, like, he got that paternal thing going.
Right.
Come on, son, I don't want to do this more than you want it done. But we gotta figure it out, you know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure you're healthy. And I'm just like,
he kept it 100.
Yeah. So it's been, I think I've had 3 prostate exams. I think I get one every physical since I turned 40. And you know, so far everything is good. From what he told me, I have I guess a healthy
prostate. Decided it for me though, dude. I'm getting a black female doctor because I'm 43 too. You just made that because you know you can go on your profile. And pick which one. Okay, black female doctor. There it is.
What else? Oh, so I will share with y'all that my blood pressure was a little elevated. I've taken blood pressure medicine the last 2 years, 3 years maybe, and my blood pressure was totally under control. Everything was great, just living good, enjoying life. And I started slowly trying to wean myself off the blood pressure medicine. And I think one thing I did was when I broke my ankle and I couldn't exercise. And I'm in LA Fitness and working out and doing shit. But I broke my ankle and I was laying in the bed. And I kept all my bad habits. And I gained, this is, the weight I'm at now is it matches my highest weight ever. So, according to where I want to be, I would say I'm 30 pounds overweight. And that's had an effect. My blood pressure's high again.
Yeah, but you heard what the doctor said though, and I know this for a fact. You got out there and started running again, started working out again. And that's what going to the doctor does for us. I mean, real nigga shit. Let's keep it 100. We ain't always gonna be motivated to do what's healthy and what's right. But, you know, when, again, I go back to our cars, young. When that oil man looks down at your discs and your drums and he's like, you might want to think about getting some brake shoes. You know what I'm saying? You don't wait. You don't wait on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your safety. That's your life, and that's what your physician is talking to you about. Think about it that way, fella.
Absolutely. I started running, like JB just said. I've been running and getting up. And I couldn't even walk a couple months ago.
Right.
But now that I'm able to jog, I'm out there jogging. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Sky thanks you by the way.
Right.
I came in. You've been taking my dog out for a run all weekend, young. My dog. I walked in the door. My dog was all svelte, like trim. Like nigga, I've been running. Nigga. But you go. I smell that liquor on your breath, nigga. You had a Bloody Mary at the airport, didn't you? Nigga? Well, I've been running. So.
And I might keep doing that.
That would be
during the week because I'm gonna start getting out there like about 8. And just,
Right.
just walk over there, grab Sky, and then go running with her.
Yeah, I mean, if you come about 8, then we all gonna be running.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean that's a perfect time frame for me. I mean, I can go out for a 20-minute run, 30-minute run, hop in the shower quick, and get to work. So
Boom.
yeah, that'd be perfect.
Boom. So you see what we doing, fellas. Y'all need to do the same thing. I even started drinking the Dr. CBT, Dr. CBT, and I just watched his family on the Breakfast Club, and he did say the correct pronunciation is Sadie. And Sadie means traveler, and that was a nickname he was given because of all the people that he was going around helping, traveling and helping.
Interesting.
But I was, and shout out to Love who told me that the tea worked for her, and so I'm drinking it now. So it's a blood pressure tea to reduce, to lower your blood pressure. But I was informed today that there's another side to Dr. Sadie, and there's another side that isn't talked about. Now, I am going to be totally honest with you guys. I haven't done my research, but this is what I know. I know somebody told me the tea works, so I started drinking it. I know that the story he puts, the story that's put out about him is that he had this case where he cured several people of several different ailments,
Right.
And they he was acquitted of any charges because he put an ad in the paper saying he could do it, blah 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 blah, and that's been his claim to fame, and that's been how people have found out about him and left out and kind of been adopting his philosophies.
Right.
I was informed today. I actually read an article that one of the homies, my homegirls, sent and then fussed at me about. I'll leave that alone. But the article the article basically said that a lot of things, a lot of claims weren't true, and that a lot of the remedies may not work, and that the court case didn't even go down the way we think it did. The documentary that Nipsey was going to do, the article alluded to the fact that that documentary wouldn't have been accurate because the case didn't end the way it's being, reported. So I'm gonna do more research and I'll figure it out. But I thought that was interesting because I had never heard that, and so I'm kind of, whenever I get new information, I see the new information with y'all. You got to do your research. This is food for thought. You got to do the dishes though. You know what I'm saying? So do the dishes.
Well, and allow me to make this statement about, just a very basic statement about the way drugs work. Let's think about it this way. Let's think about Tylenol or Advil, drugs that are sold over the counter, and everybody, Facebook world, kickbackers, ask yourself, how many people do you know personally or in your life who cannot take those drugs because A, they don't work, or B, they make them sick? Like, all drugs are some adaptation of herbs. They interact with our body, and for some people they work, and for others that they simply don't. The reason why Dr. Sebi doesn't have a pharmaceutical company right now is because he hasn't had the funding to figure out how to make his herbs work for billions of people. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of doing that development to get to that level, but it's fine tuning. I don't think it's fraud if the drugs don't work for 100% of the global population that he touches with them.
Okay.
It's always a matter of statistics and percentages. The drugs that we believe to always work have been proven to be statistically effective across the global population. It's all about sample size and standard deviations. And, his sample size is just a little small right now for him to achieve that level of efficacy. Yeah.
See, that's the Harvard graduate.
Sorry,
bringing it down
because it's job pissing me off a little bit that people are saying that Dr. Sebi's drugs don't work, and if they work for some people, then they fucking work. It's just that simple.
Boom. The Harvard graduate has spoken. The gangster geek. And moving off of that,
right.
We do want to celebrate. Well, rest in peace, Dr. Sebi, and I'm not condemning or praising. I'm just giving you the information.
Right.
Like I said, this is food for thought. You got to do the dishes.
Right.
But today we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna get in a good mood because
Yes.
today is the birthday of probably my most treasured inanimate object, my passion, my love, my strength, my reason, my equalizer, my stabilizer, my enhancer, my first love, hip hop music. And today hip hop turned 46, which means it's only 20 years younger than JB now. So in 20 more years, hip hop will be 66 and would have caught up to JB.
I told y'all how old I was earlier when we had the physicians discussion, first of all. And second of all, this is a moment for me as well, Nu, because this is a genre of music that I feel like our generation created. You know what I'm saying? I think about it like, I mean, God bless their souls, they're all gone now. But imagine what the black folk in the 20s felt like about jazz, when jazz went crazy in the 40s. They were like we were there when they started that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what hip hop feels like to me. I am just a lover of all musical forms, but hip hop holds a special place in my heart because it is our music. And like I said, not only our music in terms of black people, but our music in terms of my generation's black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We did this. And that's what I love about it. And that's why we gotta celebrate this moment. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is in the African American History Museum prominently.
Oh yeah. And we saw that in July when we went to DC. We went to the museum, took JB's kids, my god kids, and we saw Public Enemy and Tupac, and they had Joe Budden up there for the podcast. It was crazy. It was great. And as a MC, a retired rapper, but a MC till I die, I know what I contributed to hip hop, and I know the blood, sweat, tears, mentorship, fun song, party song, educational song, freaky song, everything that I've done in hip hop, and I know that if there was no hip hop, you could probably wipe out 30 years of my life. Like hip hop, has been the most prominent thing in my life up until maybe the last year or two. And I can't say it's not the most prominent. I can just say that I'm not as active. I don't rap no more. But I will write a rap today. I'm gonna write a verse today. Good or bad, I'm gonna write it in celebration of hip hop's birthday. And I'm also gonna listen to Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj and Ty Dolla $ign's new song, Hot Girl Summer. Our show episode, Hot Girl Summer, was one of the biggest episodes
that was
of the year.
Episode. Yeah. We touched on that.
They finally put that song out, and I like it, JB. I mean, Megan, I think she's a great rapper. I love her style. Nicki did her thing. Ty Dolla $ign, nailed the chorus. And Hot Girl Summer is the hottest trending topic in hip hop right now.
Yeah.
So they made an anthem for it, and I do agree with the women empowering themselves and getting degrees and getting better jobs and not letting niggas waste their time and not being caught up in the bullshit and minding their business and doing what's best for them. But this Hot Girl Summer that's going on simultaneously to the Hot Girl Summer, it make a nigga confused a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I get a little confused as to what a Hot Girl Summer is, because there is a Hot Girl Summer running parallel to that motherfucker, JB.
Yeah, you are 1,000,000% right, Nu, and I can only say this, young. I mean, the Hot Girl Summer is what it's going to be, and it's going to mean, for some of them, it's going to be a Thought Girl Summer. I mean, let me say this: is it wrong for women to feel proud of getting a lot of ass? Like, I know a whole bunch of niggas who are pretty proud of that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, why are we mad at that? I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we call them niggas hoes too. So, you know, I mean, if you a hoe, you a hoe. But if you proud of it, it is what it is. Like, do your thing. I ain't mad at all.
Just don't disguise it.
Number one.
Don't disguise it.
Number one.
Like, don't be out here talking about, yeah, hot girl summer means I'm going back to college. When really all it means is you sucking 4 dicks in the night.
And I'm very glad you said that, Lou, because that is where I definitely wanted to go. Because if you are talking about empowerment, let's not forget that this is a black movement, and you are black, which means that if you are empowering yourself, that you are not empowering our nation, then you probably need to rethink about what your objectives are. You know, like, you might be on some thought girl summer shit. I'm sorry.
Did we just coin that term?
Yeah.
Did we just make the thought girl summer thing?
You just coined that term.
Okay.
You the one that brought it in there, but I love it. You know, somebody who is not on some hot girl summer, some thought girl summer shit is Marion.
Hold up, JB. Don't go. No, you're moving too fast.
Oh, I'm moving
we got to
too
get
fast.
into the biggest CD release of the year.
Oh,
and by
okay.
the biggest, I mean the biggest.
Oh,
Biggest.
you know what? You're right. You're right.
So Rick Ross dropped his 10th studio album, Port of Miami 2, this year. Well, shit, I said this year. Friday. And I've listened to it about 20 times. And I'm going to tell you, I love it. I like it. If you have not heard it, why not? But, you know, Rick Ross gets into his trap music bag.
Right.
He got his trap sound, and he get into that big boy rap, that what I call soul hop, that smooth shit. And this album is a collection of that smooth shit, that big boy rap. Okay. It's a couple trap records, it's a couple in between records, but the theme of Port of Miami 2 is that big boy rap, that luxury rap, that smooth shit. And as a 43-year-old nigga that love rap and love money, that's what I'm about right now.
Yeah.
So Rick Ross made the CD of the year to me. I know that's a weird thing to say. It's only been on a couple days, but I know it. You know how they say, how do you know you love her? Well, it isn't about how well I know her. I know me. And that's how I feel about Rick Ross music. It ain't about how many times I've heard his CD. I know me. So I know what I'm looking for.
Well, I mean, let's keep it 100 though. For you, it is about how many times you heard it, John. If you didn't listen to it 20 times already. I ain't mad at that though. You know, I listened to a few of the tracks, and you're right. It's definitely on that smooth nigga shit. Even with that smooth nigga shit, he brings a hardness to that flavor though, that just makes it hit a little harder.
Yeah.
Than some other niggas do when they go in that lane. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Rick Ross I always liked. I mean, you always talked about it was 1 or 2 tracks on, you know, like his other albums, but those was always the joints I liked. You know what I'm saying? So for him to jump in and, you know, kind of focus on that, I think it shows a coming of age for him, dude. But I'm coming to that age too, so I ain't mad at the sound evolving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was, usually I feel like it's, you know, Rick Ross' album is like 70%, 60% trap, 20% in between, and 20% of that luxury rap smooth shit.
Do we got a club banger on that, John?
Yeah,
like a pseudo pop song, because he always got one of them too.
You got the joint with Wale, which I wasn't a big fan of, but it's definitely a trap record. And he got that joint with Swiss Beats and Just Blaze did that's gonna turn the clubs upside down. He actually has a video for that one. And there's one other one that's a little up tempo, but everything else is that luxury rap, big boy shit, chill shit that I like. So I would say for me, as of right now, it's one of my favorite CDs of the year. I'll update you next week, and we'll see if I change my mind. But it jumped out the gate with me
20 times.
Yeah,
so
my opinion is it should be pretty solid.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change.
Standout tracks, Nobody's Favorite with Gunplay.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Summer Rain with Summer Walker. I like White Lines with Dave Sloth. We're talking the girl snorting coke and shit. I like Fascinated. I think that's just him by himself. I like Rich Nigga Lifestyle with Nipsey Hussle and Tiana Taylor. Rest in peace, Nipsey. Man, it's always good when you got something fresh from Nipsey. Mm-hmm. And for those that don't know, Nipsey's one of my favorite rappers. Like, I'm not gonna say I had a relationship with him, but we communicated on the internet, on the interwebs, on Twitter. So I won't go as far as to say it was actually a relationship, but I wanted him on one of my albums and we communicated. And he's one of my favorite rappers. And when he died, of course, I was devastated. I spoke at his visual.
Right.
So it's always good to get like one more Nipsey verse, which I don't know how many Nipsey verses are left.
Yeah, that's real.
So I love that. Maybach Music 6 was rumored to have Lil Wayne and Pusha T on it. And we know Lil Wayne and Pusha T had that beef.
Yeah.
And Drake was in it too and all that shit.
Yeah.
So him putting them on the song together, he did it secretly without telling them. And we thought that might be a big problem. But then he said they both cleared the record, so it wouldn't be a problem. And then he put it out with only Lil Wayne on it.
Oh, okay.
So we're like, well, what happened? And then they leaked Pusha T's verse, which was amazing. But it was a little spicy, like he was talking a little bit of shit.
Right.
Because he's still talking about the little Drake shit and shit.
Right.
So some of those lines can be interpreted as shots at Drake or Wayne. And I'm thinking that's why it was removed. I'm thinking that. But the verse was great. It's on the internet if you want to Google it, take a look. But I like Maybach Music 6. Maybach Music is a series on Rick Ross's albums. He's done 6 out of his 10 albums. And it's always an orchestra playing.
Right.
It's not a band, it's not a DJ or a nigga making the beat. They bring in live orchestra, they got clarinet sections. Like, it's always a huge production, and it didn't disappoint. But the fact that he told me that Pusha T was on it and Lil Wayne, and I only got Lil Wayne, because of that, I was disappointed.
Yeah, of course. Because you'd have liked to, personally, I would have loved to have heard that strung together too. I hear that.
But he's saying that because they were both cool with it, even though he didn't put it out, that's a step in the direction of squashing
the beef. Yeah,
and in the grand scheme of things, that's what's most important.
I think so too. Maybe this is a Godfather move for Rose. You know what I'm saying? He's probably trying to build some bridges. You know what I'm saying? And doing it on some money shit is, like I said, some Godfather shit. Let's all get this bread. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I ain't mad at that. It probably didn't work out entirely the way he wanted to, keeping it 100. Because I can imagine that happening, but it is what it is,
Yeah. So make sure you pick up Port of Miami 2. Check out Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj's song featuring Ty Dolla $ign, Hot Girl Summer. And my left stroke just went viral.
I love this story.
Our viral story of the week is Marianne Williamson, presidential candidate.
Yes.
Has she stole the second Democratic debate where they're talking reparations, and she's come to the table asking for a specific amount that she feels will bridge the gap as much as possible between African Americans and the rest of the American population. She has a specific dollar amount in mind.
$500 billion.
Yeah, $500 billion, and I have a couple of thoughts on that, JB. But I want you to break down the story, and I'll get my thoughts together on what I want to say. But I wanted you to kind of take the lead on this one.
Let's be clear. This is the central focus of Marianne Williamson's presidential platform, and the reason why she's doing that is it is frankly a very benevolent effort, because I think that, given the way the numbers look and everything, she understands that she's got a long shot in terms of the presidency. But what she has done, is she has picked this agenda and she is pushing it hard to make it a part of the dominant Democratic political agenda.
Exactly, JB. Matter of fact, JB, for the slow people in the back, can you reiterate that again a little louder? I know you're
Yeah.
But I want everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook to hear you clearly, because that's the true beauty of it.
Yeah, so Marianne Williamson has furthered the political agenda of reparations, and she has done so brilliantly to make it a part of the national Democratic agenda, which means that the Joe Bidens and the Bernie Sanders of this world have to factor reparations into their political plan.
Yep.
That is what she's done. She's
Yep.
made it so that they have to talk about it.
Yep.
They have to make a promise in
Yep.
order to beat her out, because they gotta knock her down, because she has been that effective this early. You know what I'm saying? That is the beauty of her plan. She's talking about creating a $5 billion budget that will focus on economic empowerment and education, right? So what she is not talking about is handing out bread to individual black Americans like they did with the homosexuals. You know what I'm saying? But I love the nuances of her program, because in doing that, focusing on economic empowerment and education, she is focusing on the places where the government has failed our people most egregiously. So she is focused on the areas where they have where the United States government has failed Black America time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that about this agenda, because it's not a 1-2 punch. It's a killer combination. That's all I can say.
Yes, I definitely wanted to bring that up and talk
Yeah.
about that and shout her out, because she stole the debate to me.
Right.
And just to transition, Centolia Brown
Yes.
should be free now.
Yes, she is.
And for those that don't know, Centolia Brown was I don't know what I'm gonna call it. She was trafficked through sex. She was a teenage prostitute.
She was a victim of human trafficking.
Yeah,
I think is the best way to describe
Thank
what
you,
happened
yeah.
to her. She was kidnapped and made a sex slave, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a real topic for us, because Atlanta is the #1 city for human trafficking in the world.
Yep.
And that's because we are a crossroads for the world. So you can snatch somebody in Atlanta and go anywhere in the world. And, you know, it didn't happen in Atlanta, thank God, but it happened to Centolia Brown, you know.
Yeah, and she was forced to rob. I hope I'm saying this right. To one of her quote unquote Johns, she was forced by her pimp to rob and kill and to rob and kill him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, of course, sentenced to life in prison. And the evidence, she was I think 15 at the time. So she was forced to do it. She really didn't have a choice in the matter. And the thinking was, how accountable do we hold her as a child for the actions she was forced to produce? And people have been fighting for her freedom and discussing freeing her for years. We talked about it on the show for years. Don't get it twisted. We've done 62 podcast episodes. We were an internet radio show first, then an internet TV show, and then became a podcast. So there's 7 years in the making. And we've talked about her case for 7 years. And she's free now. She was married in jail apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping for the best for her. And
this is definitely a turn in a positive direction. This is an uptick for her, and God bless her, young. God bless her. I wish her the best. She's dealing with 10 years of probation, which is crazy.
That's Meek Mill numbers. Meek Mill was on probation for 11 years.
Yeah.
And as a nigga that was on probation, more than a day of probation is hell. I would rather go to jail than do probation. But continue, Jay.
Yeah. So shout out to her. Much love for her. And many prayers for her transitioning. Speaking of many prayers, this fucking Trump shit is just horrible.
Yeah. The what the fuck story of the week.
For those of you who have been living under a rock, there's a video out there on Facebook that shows the reaction of these young, beautiful children to their parents being deported. So we are literally watching, basically on live TV, the splitting of a family, possibly forever, Now, I apologize, kickbackers, because I don't know specifically what country the parents were being sent back to, but these were the final moments of this family. This is what's going on.
They did this shit while the kids were in school. So their children were in school, and then children weren't being picked up from school at 3 p.m., and everybody's wondering why. And then they realized that ICE had stepped in and deported the parents. So kids are getting off from school like, Dee, where's mom? Where's dad? They're late. And then finding out they're gone. They're gone. They're not just late. They're gone.
Forever.
And where are these kids going? Little babies crying, little girls, little boys crying. Like, my mom and dad are gone forever? This shit pissed me off so bad. And I tell you what really pissed me off. These motherfuckers who have been arguing with me for the last 4 years, that Trump is worse than Hillary. Now, I'm not a Hillary supporter or Hillary fan. Don't get it twisted, motherfucker. But I was saying that if Trump gets into office, he's going to do a lot of bullshit. And he's been doing it. Now, some of the things he's done on prison reform have been notable. And I'll admit that. But he's done a lot of fuck shit. And this is another thing for our brown brothers and sisters. It's like, damn, dog. Kids, parents going to work, kids go to school, and then ICE, it's the largest deportation in the history of the United States. And it was just done all willy-nilly.
Yeah,
so what happens to all of these kids who went to school and come and get out of school and they don't have parents anymore? So, who's going to pay that rent? Who's taking care of these kids?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's horrible. It is hell. And I would like to draw two parallels for you, and they are both tied directly to Donald Trump, kickbackers. Adolf Hitler is the one who created the autobahns that run through Europe, that opened up traffic in Europe, that allowed shipping and the globalization of the European economy. Adolf Hitler spearheaded, funded the founding of the Volkswagen Corporation. He actually personally designed the first Volkswagen Bug, changed the way people thought about cars. He created the first economy car in history. So, evil, horrible people can do positive things sometimes, but that doesn't make them any less evil. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump's prison reform doesn't make him any less evil. Let's stop for a second and think about El Paso. Let's stop for a second and think about the wall that he's trying to build across New Mexico. Let's stop and think for a second about fucking Russia, kickbackers. And then go ahead and watch CNN, and then go ahead and watch one of my favorite networks, the AHC, the American Heroes Channel. Now, before Donald Trump entered office, this was a white conservative channel. They were talking about SEAL Team 6 and the Iraq War and a whole bunch of bullshit. Donald Trump went into office and they switched to talking about Adolf Hitler and Vladimir Putin and Mao Zedong, the one who became the ruler of China, the communist dictator of China, and Joseph Stalin. And there's a reason why our art is starting to reflect what we fear is going to happen. America, kickbackers. Like, Donald Trump is a tyrant, and he is stupid. That's all I'm gonna say, dude. I'm sorry, I had to geek out on y'all for a second, but come on.
And just piggybacking on JB calling them stupid, we named our Shut Up Stupid Award after Donald Trump. So let's get right into that award.
Segway!
The Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award.
March 45, baby. Joe
goes
Biden.
to JB's high school mentee, Joe Biden.
That's awful that you said that. That is so untrue. He came from Pennsylvania.
Hey man, y'all in the school without walls. Just go ahead. Joe Biden was speaking and made some comments, and I think he was trying. Well, I'll tell you what he said first.
In the 70s again. He thought he was on a campaign in the 70s.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
He said he was talking about poor kids and all the opportunities they deserve and all the opportunities that aren't afforded to them. And he went on to say poor kids, can do anything white kids can do. Poor kids aren't stupid. Poor kids are just as intelligent as white kids. But he kept referring to poor kids and comparing them to white kids. One, as if white kids aren't poor. Like, there aren't poor kids.
There are more poor white kids
right.
than there are
more white people on welfare than anybody
else. So stop that shit.
So the question was, who are the poor kids he's talking about? And he's talking about black kids, as if black kids don't have money. And poor Uncle Joe just put his foot in his mouth, and he tried to fix it quickly. And Asian kids and so-and-so kids, and he tried to go on. But
he fucked that money up, and we gotta be clear that that's gonna happen with Papa Joe. Like,
and I don't know if these are Freudian slips or just mistakes, but he's starting to have a lot of them.
Well, I mean, we gotta first look at the facts. We gotta look at the fact that he is a 70-year-old man, 70-some-year-old man. So this is a powerful white man who lived through the civil rights movement, who lived through segregation. Like some of that racism is just a part of how he grew up. And I'm not saying that we need to forgive him for it, but we need to understand that that's just a part of who he is. Whether you're fucking with it or not, like, don't jump out there and say that he's like a grand wizard somewhere or no bullshit like that. Don't jump out there and say that he's necessarily insensitive. But this is a 70-year-old man who has been in political power during all of that shit. Some of the shit that they're attacking him for was how he dealt with segregation back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s, my G. Like, that's how old this nigga is, right? So, like, he's gonna slip sometimes, and we just have to be real about that. Now, it's your personal decision about what to do with him. And I'm saying that because the jury is still out for me.
Me too. But I know we can't tear him down and tear every Democratic nominee down for their mistakes. And then we wind up in the same situation where nobody wants to vote for a Democrat and we wind up with Trump again.
That is exactly
and that's the shit I try to get across to people on Facebook.
Thank you for
it's
saying
like, let's hold them accountable, but at the same time, let's not act like they worse than fucking Trump.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? And then he gets in office, and then he divorced the kids, the parents, and then he. But you know what? It's cool because we're gonna segue a little bit. The shooting victims in El Paso refused to meet with Trump.
There it is.
Because of his rhetoric, his comments, and a lot of people feel like he's incentivized damn near these mass shootings. He's put the battery in the back of these shooters with his rhetoric about make America great again, building a wall. The guy that shot up in El Paso said it was too many Mexicans coming over.
Right.
And he quoted Trump. And he said, if you say I'm only doing this because of Trump, that's fake news. Who invented fake news?
Yeah.
That's a Trump term. Yeah. He coined that. Well, so the guy is obviously a follower of Trump.
Follower of Trump. Militant follower of Trump. Our man Jay Billions said it best when he joined us on the show, when he said that MAGA shit is Trump speaking in code to these white supremacists out there.
It's what they call a dog whistling.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're seeing. Thank you for pointing out that this dude wrote a manifesto and quoted Trump's speeches directly in his manifesto. Like, I love what these victims' families, what these folks in El Paso did, because they're like, young, like, your bullshit has made this happen. Fuck are we talking about right now?
Yeah, I just want to shout them out.
Thank you.
I didn't see Hustle Award winners. Shout out to Sierra.
Yeah.
Who is now running JB.
She is the national director of fashion for the Nike Jordan Finish line. Clothing line, and this is a national line. So these are hip kids clothes that appear in all of the Nike stores and in all of the Nike different distribution outlets. So it's a big move, dog.
I don't know why she was given that or what she's done to earn that, but I'm happy she got it.
yeah. I mean, me too. You know, I love what she said in the article. You know, she's like, I'm honored for the opportunity, and you know, let's focus on keeping our young kids fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. It's an incredible
Shout out to her.
opportunity. Incredible opportunity.
Yeah, shout out to Sierra. Shout out Cece.
Right.
I want to talk about this one young lady who also wins the Nipsey Hussle Award this week for achievement.
Yes.
Her name is Rashima Melson.
Yes.
She was homeless, and she went from homeless to valedictorian of her Georgetown class.
Georgetown University.
Yeah, and she's going back and giving back to the community. I love it. I support it. We give her the Nipsey Hussle Award. Rashima, congratulations for all the great things you have done and will continue to do. Because I believe. Anything you want to add to that, JB?
Yeah, I do. This was, the article was beautiful for a couple of reasons. First of all, for Rashima's story, but second of all, because they pointed out some of the struggles that our homeless brothers and sisters go through, and everything that she had to surmount in detail. They talked about how, you know, her and her family went from place to place and kind of grinded it out, but then wound up in DC homeless shelters that were so fucked up that they were ultimately shut down. You know what I'm saying, dude? Some of those elements were in the article. So not only is she just an incredible inspirational story, but she can provide a story about what is going on and what the fuck is going on in that world, you know, a world that is very important. So I applaud her.
Absolutely, man. Rashima, we love you. Keep doing your thing.
No doubt.
Our Netflix and chill segment of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with CNN biting our show, JB.
You can't be mad at them though, man. They on their shit. Okay, so New is giving me the gas face right now. But go ahead, New.
I mean, they're putting together a black town
panel,
hall,
right?
A black panel to discuss issues concerning African Americans on CNN. And you know, we call ourselves the black CNN. And so they are really creating a black CNN. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you don't have a Righteous Ratchet and a Gangsta Geek on this show at some fucking point, fuck the show. I have spoken.
We're going to make that happen. But to provide a little more information. So the show is an offshoot. I don't know exactly who the panelists are. I don't have those names.
You mean Angela Rye and let me see if I can figure that out. If I can find that out.
Okay, so while you're working on that, what I will say is the idea spawned from a panel that they had after the second Democratic debate. And this panel got so many hits, so many follows, so many views on YouTube. People were just gushing about this.
I watched that, by the way.
This particular panel that they decided, hey man, the people have spoken. We have to make this a show. And I love them for that reaction. I gotta love CNN for that reaction. Let me say this also, New. CNN they all about fuck Trump. And they keeping it real about everything that's going on with him. They have entirely shifted their focus. And I love that, New.
Yeah, just for clarity, it'll be April Ryan, Angela Rye, Andrew Gillum, and Bakari Sellers. And they better get New the Man, No Breaks New, and J.B. Frank on the show as well. I applaud them, of course, and I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek when I say like, oh man, they stole our idea, because it's usually 4 of us on the show, 2 dudes and 2 ladies, and we've been having guests for the bulk of this year since we've removed our co-hosts. But I applaud the show, man. We need it. It can help. I'm interested to see. I made a post about it, and a couple of young ladies were like, "Oh my God, but y'all talk about more than just politics. They didn't steal your idea." And I'm like, "Whoa, lady, relax.
Just kidding.
I'm just talking shit." But if you think that this show is only going to be focused on politics, then I got a bridge in Manhattan. I got a bridge in Sandy Springs you can buy, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's going to be more than just
4 or
politics.
5 black people on a show.
It's going to be more than just politics.
Definitely not. They might fuck around and talk about spades and some shit.
Get us back to how
that's right. I got you covered.
But I applaud CNN. Let's get it done. And I know Angela Rye, she's the only one I'm really familiar with and that I'll vouch for. And I know that she's going to make sure if she has any power, it's going to be legit. So I'm very happy about that and in support of that and in support of Angela Rye. So let's see what their black CNN looks like.
It would be crazy if they came up with a name that was like a hip version of CNN. They're not going to say the black CNN, but they might,
They might try to say something.
Slick it up, yeah.
Call it the Little Man Show with J.B. Frank, motherfucker.
That would be a start for them. They would start back where we started, right? That's what's up.
Okay, and JB's uncle Walt, who has the Disney Corporation.
I would be totally okay with that. Walter Disney, fuck it. Well, if he was my uncle, this broadcast would be happening from a different location.
Right.
That's for goddamn sure. Jesus.
Disney has a new streaming platform, which includes Disney, which is all of the Disney productions, ESPN, which is owned by Disney, and Hulu. And they're putting that together for $12.99. Now, I have a couple questions because there's Hulu with commercials and there's Hulu without commercials.
Very good question.
So I don't know which one it'll be.
Allow me to break that down because I read that. This new package includes Hulu's ad version of the Hulu package. Because what has happened is Hulu has changed their pricing structure to open up their distribution. So, for example, if you're a Sprint customer, you get the Hulu free shit.
Yeah, and just really quickly, I noticed that when this announcement was made, all of my Hulu accounts on my phone, my Fire Stick, and my PlayStation were all logged out. I just got logged out of everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I don't have it anymore because of this new package. And then I was able to log back in.
Yeah.
So I still have it for free because I'm a Sprint customer.
Exactly. And what they did and the reason why they logged you out is because in all likelihood they've changed their distribution profile, which means that I don't remember because I've had Hulu well before I had Sprint, right?
Yes.
So, and I just kept it. I kept the ad-free shit for $7.99. Then the prices went up and my ad-free shit cost a little more, but I kept it anyway. The Sprint shit includes the ads. The low-level shit includes the ads. The Disney shit includes the ads as well. But you get the ESPN package, so you get all the ESPN streaming joints. I mean, but it's a really solid move, but I don't know that I'm going to pony up an extra $7 just to have some Disney channels and ESPN.
Yeah, I don't have a need for it.
Yeah.
They're going to have to really prove to me that it's value. Because I have DirecTV now, which is DirecTV's internet streaming platform. So I don't have cable TV, but I have internet TV through DirecTV. And I get ESPN, HBO, and all the basic channels that I need to watch football and basketball. TBS, TNT, CBS, NBC, all the regular channels. So I don't have and I have ESPN included, and I have Hulu for free with my Sprint. So I don't know what Disney has to offer me on the Disney Channel that I needed. I don't watch Disney. I don't watch much Disney, traditional Disney works. Some of the Marvel movies I enjoy. But like my first time seeing, what was the movie we saw at the drive-in with the kids in Jazz?
Aladdin.
Aladdin. That was my first time seeing Aladdin with Will Smith. I've never seen the original one. I don't watch shit like that. I do it for my god kids to be my god kids, but I don't know what Disney is going to offer me that I would want this. Netflix has shit, and I'm not good at, because I have a Fire Stick, so I got a lot of jailbroken shit, so I got a lot of shit I can just watch whatever. I don't have much more need, and I have Hulu. I already have it. I already have Hulu. So I'm kind of like, I don't need it. But I guess the people who don't do any TV at all and only use Netflix or Hulu or those applications, that would help them, especially if you like sports. You get ESPN. Like,
right.
If I was a nigga that was like, I don't need DirecTV now or any kind of cable TV, then, ESPN. Because one of the biggest reasons that I have TV is for ESPN.
Yeah.
But it's only one of them.
I was more interested in sports before than I am now. So there would have been a lot of appeal. Well, actually, frankly, there is a decent amount of appeal for me for this package because I can do this $12.99 a month. It doesn't really change what I got going on with Hulu, but it opens me up to a whole bunch of Disney shit. Now, I don't like a lot of what Disney has, excuse me, going on in terms of the Disney network because they dressing up a lot of these little tiny white girls anyway, that's another discussion. But so fuck that. But at the same time, going back to the old school Disney cartoons, the Mickey Mouse Club, Wild Kingdom, the old classic Disney movies. I call them the first 32 because they were the Disney movies that were made while Walt Disney was actually alive. Like The Sword and the Stone, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Robin Hood.
Question, do you know if Walt Disney lived to see Disneyland and Disney World?
Yes, he did.
So both of them?
I know for a fact that he did. I don't remember exactly when he died, but he died in the 70s. So he envisioned both, designed both, built both, and got to see both happen.
Okay.
He died, I think, just before Epcot happened, basically, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Kickbackers. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember.
Okay.
So, I've got all of those ties, and I love that. I might think about picking it up. I call it the single parents package for real because the focus of the Disney package is real talk. The value is in what you can bring to the table for your kids, But at the same time, they got ESPN in the pocket for the single dads, and Hulu in the pocket for the single moms, And Hulu has a bunch of shows that are catered to the modern woman. Handmaid's Tale is one of the
Hulu
few.
is damn near regular TV, just a day late.
Yeah, that's real.
Because when I used Hulu instead of cable television, I would watch, Scandal or whatever fucking TV show was on, but it, came a day late. And it was the most affordable option for network TV. But I like to have the access to Atlanta news because we live in Atlanta. So the hell was that? You hear that?
Yes, I do.
I don't know what that is.
That's somebody's music outside.
Damn. So I prefer to have regular network television or access to it. And DirecTV now, there's internet streaming television platform, works for me. It may not, but if I didn't have that desire, this would be a more attractive option. But because I have regular network television, I don't need ESPN, and I have Hulu free, and I have ESPN already. So I will only be getting it for the Disney component.
Right.
And
You're not a Disney guy.
Yeah,
so
I'm not a Disney
it
guy.
is what it is.
But
yeah.
but for you,
Exactly.
and even with the single parent model,
Exactly.
if you're not interested in network TV and you don't have any of that shit, I see how it makes sense. Shout out to Disney. I don't know. I don't have shout out to Disney. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's definitely a niche market, but it is a solid niche, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I ain't mad at it.
Okay.
I love this next topic, dude. Go ahead.
The Lutheran Church has stepped up, and they have decided to provide refuge for, do we call them immigrants? What do we call them?
Yeah, undocumented immigrants who are in distress specifically. And what we mean by distress is they have newly entered the country and they're trying to get established, or they find themselves in a situation like these parents. Maybe they got wind of it and were able to literally escape, because that's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that the church has always done throughout history, and this is not something that only happened in Europe. This is something that also happened in the United States. Think about all of the cowboy bullshit you've seen, where they talk about where I'm shot up and I'm fucked up and I got to go to a Spanish mission for sanctuary. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard that? Yeah. That's what they're talking about offering to immigrants, is sanctuary, like creating the blanket of mercy and love that the church provides, saying you can't come after these people in a church. Now, after what happened during the Mexican War and what happened in Europe, that became a part of law. Like, if you're fucked up and in trouble and like niggas are coming after you and you go to a church, you can claim sanctuary. And like, motherfuckers will stop because it's a church. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So that's what they're trying to do, but they're invoking it in a legal way, and I love that.
I can appreciate it. I almost gave them a Nipsey Hussle Grind China Wood.
But this is why I'm a Christian, dude. You don't see it often, and I keep it 100. But this is what Jesus talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the ironic thing is this. How I view it is, like, this is damn near some anti-Christ shit. Like, this is something that I never see from Christians. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh shit, the Christians are doing something finally. I was sorry, yeah, shout them out. I get what you're saying, but from my perspective, it's like when they had the floods in Houston and Joel Osteen, who I used to love. I don't rock with Christianity right. At all. But I fuck with Joel Osteen because he had a positive message. And then when the hurricane, the floods hit, he wasn't letting people in the church. And I was like, typical Christian. And so to me, that's typical Christianity. This Lutheran move, becoming a sanctuary, is exceptional. It's atypical to me. And it's because people think I hate Christianity. I don't hate it. But I wanted to make sure I shouted them out and acknowledged them, because I think it's that rare and I think it's that needed.
I mean, you're my brother, and I've been a Christian our whole lives.
Yeah.
Like real Christian.
Yeah.
Like,
nigga, I've gone to church with you.
I know.
Several times.
I know.
Like not once, not twice, not 10.
Yeah. And so this dichotomy is something that has always been a part of who we are. What I'm saying to you is that, these types of Christian stories have been more of a part of my life than the bad Christian stories.
Okay.
I read about the bad shit that Christians do. I don't live that shit. And the rare times that I have is when I have walked away from that shit entirely. But I walk away from bad people. It's just that simple.
Facts.
So I walk.
Protect your peace.
There it is. I walk away from bad Christians. These are the types of Christians that all of us need to walk towards, because Christianity was not born in the absence of other gods. No religion ever was. So why are we going to even try and live that way? So let's, shout out to the Lutheran Church for keeping in the true spirit of what Christ said, because that's what it is.
Shout out to them, man. And NFL preseason has started. Nothing has happened yet. So we'll get back to you. I'm hoping my boy Zeke resigns with the Cowboys. and we get that going so we can go ahead and win the Super Bowl this year. JB, I have a new quarterback. That should be exciting.
Case
Redskins.
Keenum.
No. Not Case Keenum.
Oh no, you're right. The other young
the rookie.
the young dude.
Shit. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too.
But
he played like some trash during that Cleveland game. You know, we got mouth whopped 30-10.
Yeah, I mean that's to be expected though.
I ain't mad because you know it is what it is. I like what I saw from the defense, but Cleveland jumped out with a no huddle and just got on top of us early, and then we had a bunch of stupid ass turnovers. It's fine. I mean, we in week 2, week 3. I mean,
well, shit. Really, week 1. This is the first full week because
you're right.
Week 1 is only one game played. So this is the first full week. So going into next week will be week 2, the official week 2, I guess, and we'll see. But our fantasy league is gonna be lit.
Yeah.
We got rid of some weak links and brought in some good players. And JB, I want to do. This is our homies fantasy league.
Right.
I want to do our own pod named Kickback Fantasy League.
Let's do a pod named Kickback Fantasy
And
League.
let you guys join our fantasy league.
Yeah,
and that'll be
definitely do that.
Our second league.
I'm getting Sunday ticket this season, dude. So it's gonna be football at my house.
Say no more. That was it. All I need to hear.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching Redskins games though most of the time.
Well.
No, we're watching Redskins.
And we'll see what's going on because the Redskins aren't going to be good, and I don't think you're going to stick to that. Like, if it's a really good game on, I think you're like, nah, let's watch Redskins. But nigga, the motherfucking Patriots and the Rams are playing. No, watch Redskins. Redskins versus the Dolphins. Like,
nah, you're right. No, you're right. You're right about that. That's a fair point.
I'm just saying. But those games all day, and then you got to come and do the show because we still record on Sundays. We got to figure out our schedule for the recording.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, but one way or another, you'll see it on Shmonday. You know.
Shmonday. So shout out to please like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you're on Facebook, make sure you're engaged in the discussion. And we're gonna get up out of here. I want to thank you guys for your support. The last few weeks have been amazing as far as our numbers on Apple and a few of the other podcast sites. Going from an internet TV show, internet radio show to a podcast has been challenging, but y'all have been holding it down. So shout out to the Kickback Guys. We appreciate you.
We love you.
Our brothers and sisters go get a physical.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. Check it out, real quick, y'all. I got a Fire Stick, so I went on ahead and got an Amazon Prime account. Amazon Prime has some really, really interesting shows on it.
It's funny you say that because I just used my cousin Nikki's Amazon Prime and I'm logged in. I watched a part of Meek Mill's Free Meek documentary. I'm going to start on The Boys. And what have you been watching?
So, number 1, a show called Good Omens. It is a show about an angel and a demon, and they're trying to fix the bullshit that's going on. That's all I'm going to say about that. But then there's another show called The Boys.
I just mentioned that. Yeah, the one I just mentioned.
The Boys is. Have you seen it yet?
No, I just got logged into the account today.
Yeah, you gotta watch that shit tonight. So imagine like what would happen if real human beings were actually superheroes, which means that real human beings were born with superpowers. None of the excellent, incredible super intelligence, none of the magnanimous benevolence that makes them want to save everybody, just regular ass motherfuckers. What would they do? They would be trying to get hits and bread, right? Hits on social media and money and pussy, right? So that's what the heroes and the boys do. And it's a show about what would happen if real human beings became superheroes.
Hey. I've been told to watch that show, and that's why I got I got Nikki password for The Boys. the Meek Mill documentary and the Wu-Tang documentary. So, I've been told to watch it, and I will watch it.
Yeah.
Next week, I'll give you my thoughts on the first couple episodes. I don't know how far I'll get. But I'm interested in you mentioning that because I now have it. Like, I just logged in because of my Fire Sticks. I have my Amazon account. I can't log out because I'll lose my jailbroken and shit. So I did it on my PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
I logged into Nikki's account on my PlayStation.
Yeah, so you got everything.
So now I got it all. So I got Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, DirecTV Now, and the jailbroken shit, and my personal iCloud that has a lot of porn on it because I'm fucking and recording.
All right, so good night and got it. So good night and God bless. Thank you for tuning in.
Follow us on social media, y'all.
Indeed.
A pod named Kickback on Instagram. A pod named Kickback on Facebook.
Like and
a
subscribe.
pod named Kickback on Twitter. A pod named Kickback on Christian Mingle. Or you can follow JB Frank on Christian Mingle. Either or, but it's a pod named Kickback everywhere.
I'm not on Christian Mingle. You definitely follow JB Frank everywhere. That's my name everywhere. And
Yeah, it's JB Frank 820, right? Yeah.
on what?
On Instagram and Twitter.
Maybe that happened. I don't know. But if you put in JB Frank on JB Frank,
Nah, it's 8,000 JB Franks.
so JB Frank 820. That I thought it was just JB Frank.
You remember when you changed it for Tory?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that. Hey, I'm not lying. Okay, so JB Frank 820.
It might be a dot in there. It might be JB Frank dot 820. Man, follow a pod and Kickback.
I was about to
He'll
say.
be in there. And I'm No Breaks New on everything. Used to be New the Mayor, but since I retired from rapping, I'm No Breaks New. That represents me more. I think it better now because I'm just on my grind and hustling and going, and ain't gonna stop for nothing or nobody.
Nothing or nobody.
So thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We have I'm not gonna tell you who we got, but we got some interesting guests. Get your lubrication ready. It's gonna be a freaky sex show next week. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Peace out, y'all.
Now I'm gonna try to stop this recording and make sure it stops the right way
Best of luck with that.
and with the video. So we shall see.